So today I'm going to talk to you about how you can be more authentic and not care too much about what other people think about you. So, yeah, to start off, you probably are going to care what other people think about you always because that's just part of being human. Like we desire validation, we desire how we interact with other people. We want to be validated. We want to have status. We don't want to be like the low guy on the totem pole. So you're probably always going to care what other people think, but I think the key is to be aware of that and just be aware that like this desire for status and this desire for validation is going to drive a lot of like your behaviors. And so it's just important to like understand that. And when you understand that, then you can, make conscious decisions to like go against it, or you can make conscious decisions to do what you want to do. Like, for example, if you were about to buy a car that was a little more than you can afford, and you were doing it subconsciously because you wanted to gain a bit more status and you like wanted to upgrade from your junker car and you wanted to buy a little bit of a nicer car, like by you realizing that you're doing it for the status, you can take a step back and make the conscious decision of asking yourself, is this worth it? Is it worth the micro status gain of me buying this like Ford Explorer as a with the leather seats as opposed to the like 2005 Toyota Camry? Like by becoming aware of these desires of like reassurance and status and validation, you can understand that they're probably not going to go away. Like me personally, I desire money and I desire success and I want to be at the top of the totem pole. Like, why not? Like, I'm not going to act like I don't want these things because that'd just be kind of lying. You know, I do want to be known. Like, I do want my story to be heard. Like, all these, all these desires. Like, if I told myself, "Oh, I don't want these things. I'm better than that," then I'd just be lying. But by me accepting that I want these things, and by me understanding that these desires might be driving some of my behaviors, then I can accept it a bit more and I can accept that these desires are driving some of my behaviors. And by understanding that pattern, I can make conscious decisions that go against it. Like and then if I understand that, then like I'm always in the place of the driver's seat and I'm consciously choosing my next steps. And I feel like that's what authenticity is. It's when you're choosing where you want to drive the ship. And I'm not going to act like I know everything about authenticity. I'm not going to act like I know everything about what it is to be yourself. But I feel like I've gotten pretty good at like speaking from a place of truth. I feel like I've gotten better at it. And I feel like if people, I feel like I'm doing things more so from what I want to do. Like I'm coming from a place of doing things because I simply want to do it. Like I'm making the decisions myself. And like I feel like a lot of people, well, and I mean, I had this fear too, but have this fear of being selfish. But like selfish, like they, like we think that being selfish is doing things for yourself and like doing things because you want to do them and being stubborn and like being able to say no and being able to say, no, I'm not doing that because I don't want to do that. Like you may have a fear that that would come off as selfish. And I had that fear too. Like I don't want to be known as that guy that's just doing things for himself. But what I started to learn, or what I'm like actively even like discovering now as I'm talking about it, is that if you're another way you can view it is that if you do be selfish and live in alignment to what you actually want to do, you're being more truthful. And when you're being more truthful, you're living with less guilt and less resentment. Like you're just imagine two different paths. One path is a guy who was scared of being selfish and he didn't want to like do what he actually wanted to do because he didn't want to like hurt his family. He didn't want to like disappoint people. He didn't want to like cause any conflict. So this guy didn't want to be selfish and he avoided all these things like causing conflict and going through arguments and like just kind of did what other people expected out of him. He like he lived the life of what he's supposed to do. And in this process of him like doing what he's supposed to do, he feels lost, like he feels like guilty and resentful because he's looking at everybody else like they don't really know that I'm capable of doing this thing. Like I should be over here. But instead, I'm just living a life of what these other people want me to do. And so he's like carrying this guilt and carrying this like resentment because he won't face these people and tell them that, you know what, I've kind of been lying. I've been scared to I've been scared to tell you how I actually feel. I've been scared to tell you that I don't like where I'm at. I've been scared to tell you that I want to be a pilot. My dream is to be a pilot, and I'm working in this 9 to 5 job, but I actually want to be pursuing becoming a pilot, and I'm doing all these things for all you people when I should be over here. He's scared to do that. And so until he does that and admits that, he's going to be resentful and he's going to be guilty and he's going to be living in regret. He's going to blame it on everybody else. But he didn't want to be selfish. Now, this other guy, he didn't get himself into this pickle of living a life for other people. This other guy realized that if you just be truthful and tell people what you actually want and what you want to do in life and tell people this is what I think at this moment. I may be wrong, but this is what I think at this moment. And I'm going to live my life how I want to live it. I'm not going to live my life out of what you guys expect out of me. I'm going to be this pilot and I'm going to fly planes. And there's like no influences or like things that are gonna get in between me and this and my dream of becoming a pilot. Like I don't selfishly, I don't care what other people say about me becoming a pilot. And this guy, because he technically was selfish and did what he wanted to do, he becomes the pilot. He he is able to fly planes now. He spent his time doing what he wanted to do. He spent his time being honest with himself. And now he is just a better like he doesn't have this toxic resentment and this like guilt or regret because he did what he wanted to do. And now he can like just be better for people. He can be a better person and give more. because he's in a place of abundance. Like, that's not selfish. He's actually doing the thing that he was put on this earth to do. And if he like followed that calling, then that's not selfish. It's selfish doing what this other guy does, who lives his life scared, who lives his life afraid of conflict, afraid of telling people no. That's selfish. I don't want to I don't want to do things for myself. Like I want to help other people out. I want to worry about other people. You know, if you have those thoughts, then the thing you could do to help people out the most is fill your own cup up. Give yourself abundance. Like follow what you need to do. And then you can like give to other people in a place of like a full cup. Yeah. So that's my little like visualization for today. Hopefully it makes sense. But yeah, if you stuck around, appreciate you watching. And yeah, my point is stop having the fear of being selfish and like live your life with what you want to do. It's not selfish. You're actually doing a service to the people you love if you tell them how you actually feel and tell them what you want to do and tell them why you think certain things. If you're afraid to cause conflict and afraid to tell them why you actually think certain things, then that's that's the selfish part. So hopefully you got some value out of this. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button, and I appreciate you watching.